Active listings across the Greater Toronto Area hit their highest January level since 2009. They're up 70.2% year over year, according to Treb's Market Watch. But while we are seeing this massive surge, not every single region is being affected to the same degree. While some towns have seen massive inventory spikes, there are others that are seeing levels stay pretty flat or even down a little bit from last year. If you're new here, I'm Rob Marsiglio, a realtor out here in the Greater Toronto Area. Every week I track all the real estate numbers across the GTA so that you don't have to. If you find this content helpful, please subscribe to the channel and like the video so I can reach more people just like you. Let's get right into it. Across the GTA, active inventory in January is up 70.2% compared to 2024. It's the most available listings we've seen in January, going all the way back to 2009 when we saw just over 21,000 active listings at the end of the month. Now, of course, inventory levels will peak higher and continue to climb through the spring and the fall markets like they usually do, but it is unusual to see this much inventory this early in the year across the Greater Toronto Area. While Durham and York region are at relatively the same levels that we saw back in 2019, when you look at Toronto, Peel, and Halton region, you can see that, especially in Peel and Toronto, these are the highest numbers that we've seen, and it stands in a stark contrast to the really tight inventory markets that we saw back in 2020 through 2022 right across the board. And if we break that regional chart down even further, we can look at things on a town by town basis. It's very clear here that not every single part of the GTA is experiencing this inventory surge the same way. First, we'll look at the year over year percentage change. In Brampton, it's a 72% jump in active listings. In Oshawa, it's a 67% jump. In Markham, 59% jump. Oakville, 57% jump. And rounding out the top five is Milton with a 56% jump. But you can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 municipalities that have seen active inventory jump by 50% or more from last January to this January. And while Toronto Central only clocked in at 39% jump in active inventory, you can see that it is by far, by almost double, the biggest jump that we saw in active inventory. And a lot of that has to do with the downtown condo products in the Toronto Central area. But Brampton is up almost 550 active listings from this year at this time. And Mississauga is up 476 active listings. What does this actually mean? Does the big jump in active inventory year over year mean that price drops are imminent and right around the corner? Not necessarily. We have seen a much bigger jump in active inventory this year than we have seen in previous years, at least from an absolute number. But as you can see, it's very specific to different markets, and I think each market will respond differently. But let's take a broad look at what the jump looks like from December to January, and then what prices did in those years to try to answer this question. Here's our change in active listing inventory. This is according to Treb's Market Watch from December to January. And you can see this is the biggest absolute jump. You know, we jumped up almost 1,800 active listings from December to the end of January. Contrast that to the drop that we saw in 2024 from December to January. But percentage-wise, we saw bigger jumps in 2022, 2015, and 2010. Now I'll overlay these red stars, and this kind of indicates what years we saw the benchmark price be lower in December of that year than it was in January. So you can see that in 2008, 2017, 2018, and then 2022 through 2024. Those are the years that we've seen the benchmark price come down from January to December of that year. But in each of these years, with the exception of 2022, we did see prices still climb into the spring market before falling off into December. And that's a nice segue into what I think we need to look forward to, and that is the spring market. That's going to be the next time frame where we can really tell what is going to happen with our market. Do buyers materialize and come back and kind of suck some of this supply up? Because we know more supply is coming. Active inventory peaked out over 26,000 in one of my readings last year across the GTA. And again, we're just over 18,000 as I record this video right now. So still some inventory on the sidelines, still some homeowners that are planning to sell this year that weren't planning to sell last year. So we could easily hit higher inventory levels come the spring and fall markets. Just will the buyers come there to answer the call, or will sellers have to start dropping prices to sell their homes? To put a bow on things, here is what we do know. January active listings are up at their highest levels in 16 years. We haven't seen this many listings on the market at the end of the month since 2009. Number two is that buyers do have the upper hand in this market, but we have not seen massive price cuts yet. They have the upper hand because they're able to get deals done conditionally. They're really able to protect themselves in transactions. And the third thing that we do know is that the spring market will be critical. If buyers do return, maybe we see some balance and some more sideways price movement. It wouldn't be surprising to see prices maybe bump up a little bit in the spring. But if they really don't come out of the woods and start buying homes, sellers will have to start making price adjustments, and that's when we could see further price drops throughout the year. By the way, I do post all these charts on a weekly and more frequently than weekly basis over on Twitter, Threads, and Bluesky, so make sure you follow me over there for more updates. Also, like I said, if you found this video helpful or useful, consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video so I can reach more people just like you. Turn those notifications on so that you don't miss any updates in the weeks ahead. Thanks so much for sticking with me right through to the end of another video. Until we speak again next time, please stay safe and cheers.